Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we will start from the previous video. Up to now, we have studied about the man-environment relationship concept. Now we will study how we can define this man and environment relationship. So there are two aspects of man and environment relationship. First one is determinism and second one is possibilism. So first we study about determinism. You can see here this theory was supported by the scholars like Aristotle, Herodotus, E.C. Semple and Ritter. So from the ancient to modern scholars, they have accepted this theory. Now this philosophy views that nature controls all human actions and activities and man is the slave of nature. So this theory basically believe in this philosophy that nature controls all human actions and activities and man is a slave of nature. It means what? Human activities, for example, agriculture, transportation, industries, fishing, mining, anything, every human activity or actions, it is always decided by the nature, and man is a slave of nature. Nature is a master, man is a slave. And what main features of this school of thought are as follows. First one is all activities of man are controlled by physical environment. Second is environment determines the form of human society. It influences not only his food, shelter, dress, lifestyle, settlement, but also his thought process. So how can we define it? We will take an example. Suppose there is a forest area. Okay, then what will be the life of man there? We can say that the life of man will be depend on the forest. It means their food will be come from forest, their lifestyle, it means their festivals will be related to the forest. So it means forest will play a very important role in the lifestyle of the human. Now this school of thought considers man as a passive and nature as an active agent. So we can see that nomadic life in desert. This is an example, nomadic life in desert, because we all know that in desert resources are very, very scarce. So people had to live a nomadic life. They have to move from one place to another place so that they can compensate their need of resources. Just like they will compensate the availability of resources through the capturing of whole area, because that resources are very, very limited. Now what is the criticism of the determinism? Yes, the first one is scientific discoveries in 20th century revealed that there are no two similar responses under two physical similar environment. It means that if we take two identical environments, suppose two hot deserts, two cold deserts, two tropical rainforest, then the life of human being in both the environment will not be too identical. There will be some difference. So this may be the point of criticism. Okay. The second point, environment influences the man, but man is capable of modifying his environment too. It means man is dependent on the environment, but in turn man also affect the environment. For example, in mountainous areas, road is not possible to be made easily, but even though man can build roads. So this is the second criticism. Third thing is technological advance of man have relieved man from control of environment. Man is not just a passive agent, but also an active agent of change. So man with his technology can change the environment. For example, the life in coastal areas, the life is affected by the cyclones, but even though man is living there, man can save themselves by their house structures, or they have developed technology, the warning system of tropical cyclones. So these things can be criticism of the determinism. Now, next concept is possibilism. That is also called the humanization of nature. According to this school of thought, physical environment does not completely compel man along a single path but offers many choices. What does it mean? That even though there are some limitations on the man through environment, but man is not compelled to a single path. It means that nature will provide you many possibilities. Then you can do this, you can do this, either you can do this, but it is on the man's choice and his need and his technology that which possibility he will use. So this is the possibilism concept. For example, possibilism, we can take that there is a very good example is given in the textbook of 12th class. In that example, a lady is driving a car in a very extreme cold conditions. Environment is their climate is very cold, and on that day what happened, snowfall is there, but still she is driving the car and she reached her office, and through technology just like air condition, she can manage the temperature of her room, and now she is working. So we can think that even though there is a cold condition, everywhere snowfall, even she can go to her office, she can work, and by air condition she can maintain a warm temperature. So what? With the help of technology, we can change our environment. This is a very good example given in the textbook. Now, although this approach limits set by nature importance is given to man's freedom to choose. So as we say that the nature give you many possibilities, and it depends on your freedom to choose which possibility. Then human moves from a state of necessity to the state of freedom. Now human can do many things with his technology. So what is the main feature of this theory? First one is natural environment does not control human life absolutely, but offers number of possibilities. We can understand this. Then role of natural environment is minimum, and man is active than a passive agent. So this is also earlier in determinism we studied about man is a passive agent, but in this theory we can say that man is a active agent. Then next is third point. Man makes choice of one possibility according to his convenience and need and available technology. We discussed this. Man also influences natural environment through his actions. Yes, man also influences his natural environment. Suppose there is a mountain in any area, but what? Man can cut that mountain with his technology and make roads. Just like earlier in Singapore, there were huge forest area. But now that huge forest area has been changed into a settlement of high buildings. So this is man can change his natural environment. Then use of irrigation, combat deficit rainfall. Earlier in ancient times where irrigation system was not so developed, the lack of rainfall results into crop failure. But now with the help of irrigation technology and dams and canal system, the production can be unaffected by the deficit rainfall. So these are some examples. Now, who introduced this theory? Lucien Febvre. He was a scholar. He introduced this theory, possibilism. What he said? He said that there are no necessities but everywhere possibilities, and man as the master of these possibilities is the judge of their use. So there are many possibilities, and it is depend on the man. Man is a judge of these possibilities. Then comes next new determinism and scientific determinism, or stop and go determinism. It means this example this can be new determinism or scientific determinism or stop and go determinism. What is this concept about? This concept is about that some scholars said that nature is master and human is slave. Another concept of possibilism say that man is a master, nature is a slave. This concept says that through possibilism, man is continuously exploiting the nature. which is resulting into huge loss of environment. For example, man has technology to cut the trees. Now man is continuously cutting trees, and the many of the forest area of the world has been cleared. So this is resulting into the disbalance of the gases in the air, lack of oxygen, and climate change, lack of habitat of the wildlife. So these all problems are happening in the world. So they think that, okay, there should be a solution. And what is the solution? The solution is that, okay, man and environment relationship should be harmonious. There should be a balance in the man and environment interaction. We should not just continuously exploiting the nature, but we should maintain a balance. What is the concept about? This concept reflects a middle path, that is Madhyam Marg, between the two ideals of environmental determinism and possibilism. It termed as neo determinism and stop and go determinism. Then a very good example he gave: traffic is regulated by lights on the crossroads. Red light means stop, amber light provides a gap, and red between the red and green light to get set, and green light means go. This concept shows that neither there is a situation of absolute necessity nor there is a condition of absolute freedom. So he said that just like human should work just like a traffic signal. He should stop when there is the loss of environment. He should stop, then think that what he is doing, is he damaging the environment? It means yellow light, amber light. He should think, and then he should move. It means then just knowing his limits, then he should process further. So there is a called Madhyam Marg between environmental determinism and possibilism. Now what is the condition for this? What is the features for this? It means that human beings can care nature by obeying it. It means we should obey the natural laws. They have to respond in red signal and can proceed in their pursuit of development when nature permits the modification. It means we should wait for permission. It means if we are damaging the environment, it means we are crossing our limits. We should not cross our limits. Then yes. So what if we are crossing our limit, there will be accidents. Accident means there will be loss of human also. The free run with developed economies attempt to take has already resulted in the greenhouse effect, ozone depletion, and global warming. So these are the effect of the possibilism. Then thus neo determinism conceptually attempts to bring a balance between environmental determinism and possibilism. This concept was given by Griffith Taylor. This question may come in multiple choice. Griffith Taylor has given this concept, and he suggested that modification in the approach and presented a concept of determinism. Modified concept aims at establishing balance between the nature and human activities. Okay. Now, what is the dangers caused by deterioration of environment? Result of possibilism: these greenhouse effect, ozone depletion, global warming, and glaciers receding. Then there are some school of thoughts for human geography. What is the aim of human geography? So this is, you can see that it is concerned with the various aspect of social welfare of people, health, housing, education, hospital, and human welfare. It means they thought that human geography should focus on these issues of the humanistic issues, just like social welfare, poverty reduction, health, housing, education, government hospitals, crimes, and these should be the aim of the